Another
right.
podcast, another day where the Lime cult becomes stronger.
Hell yeah. Oh, something that I think will be cool too, right? For anybody that's like here with us right now, like as we're recording this, just to make a note, we have 50 subscribers on the channel, on our studio channel. I think it'll be really fun to just see how things change.
Mm-hmm.
Like just to kind of use this as a marker. This will be our experiment, right?
I didn't know you were talking about the YouTube subscribers. I thought you were talking about like another type of, and I was like, we had 50, you know?
No, on our studio YouTube channel.
Hey, one day
we got to start somewhere. I think it'll be cool though to we mention it.
Oh yeah, of course.
People will be able to see. It's another thing that not to tangent again, but when you see someone that's already at the top, right? Like you so often didn't see that journey. So I think just for us to kind of make note of that as we go, you know, what that journey looks like, how we feel, how things change. I think it'll be cool to see. It'll be cool to see, cool to look back on, cool to evaluate.
Oh yeah, like if we're here telling you guys over and over and over again how you have everything you need to succeed, it's because we believe in it. We're not like better than anyone. In fact, we're regular people who we have like this bag. We keep it behind us. You know, we try to like hide it because we're a bit embarrassed, but it's a bag of all the things we started, and we kind of like, you know, we kind of stopped. and I hate that bag, but it's okay. Like, you know, we'll focus on the good, but you know,
we'll keep going.
Yeah.
We'll be building our portfolio, pushing forward. We'll lead by example.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
It'll be really fun.
We're going to have the most progressive fan base. The slogan is, I can do it. You know?
I can do it.
I got this.
Hell yeah.
If your dream or your goal is something that exists, like to be a rock star, to be a policeman, a firefighter, whatever, you know, and it's something that exists, right? Listen, man, why would the others be allowed but not you? When I was very young, but I mean, I've wanted to draw manga for the longest time, and I've had a friend who would say, yeah, but for every 10 people, there are no. What was it? For every every 100 people, there's only one person who made it, right? And putting that ratio was kind of depressing, and it's probably true. But here's the thing: with time, I decided to like twist. I twisted this thing, and I decided to look at it another way. It's when you go to these manga stores, to these libraries, right? You look at all these crazy books that have been published, that people worked hard, and they finally got the green light by the company or the publisher. Well, I mean, there's thousands of stories out there. Why could they do it, but not you?
And I think so. If you look at it from a purely logical, because we're story writers, we're idealists, right? We're idealists, and I think that's where you get a lot of challenges because we kind of romanticize things. It's kind of the nature of what we do. If you look at it from a purely logical standpoint, you're saying so. The statistic was what? 1 in how many? With
100.
Okay, 1 in 100. So it's using the example of 1 in 100. The truth is, and that we all know people who say that they want to do something, but they're not motivated to actualize that something, and that's okay. That is okay. But those are the people who make up that 99. Those are the people that make up that 99 who they like to think about something or how cool it would be to do something. But when it comes right down to it, they won't see it through. And again, that's totally okay. Everybody's got a different path to walk in life. Some people will have fun thinking about things and proceeding to pull up Netflix or whatever and just chill. But that's the difference. It isn't like the statistic of that 1 in the 100. Those 100 people are not all super driven, motivated, determined. Like we think that they are. Like we kind of look at that statistic and think that everybody is exactly the same, right? Like everybody's just tooth and nail fighting for it. But that's not the case. The reality of everybody that really is fighting for that, it's going to be a much different number. It's not quite the way that it looks. I think that's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, I see those statistics, those ratios as an excuse for those people that didn't have the motivation or the passion to continue. That's their excuse for why they didn't make it.
Right.
Instead of saying, "Oh, I didn't have time, or I lost the passion, or I didn't have the drive to keep going with it."
Yeah.
Like if you have the motivation, the determination, the skill, like even if you don't have the skills, you have the drive to learn. The odds don't matter as long as you have the passion for that.
Absolutely, because it becomes a thing of like the meter of success, right? The measure of success becomes less about whatever this crazy accomplishment is. Like once you start to feel it, like it's what you want and it's what feels right for you. That keeps you going. That lights that fire, right? That absolutely lights that fire. Yeah, that whole concept, it really does. It kind of allows you to shift the consequences, shift the blame, if you will, onto the statistics. I don't know. Like it's kind of one of those things where like what we're doing in the studio. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh yeah, one of these days we're gonna have, 1 million subscribers. Like, do I know that? I absolutely don't know that. And I'm not worried about that because I love what we're doing. I know that there will be people who also enjoy the things that we create. And whatever that number ends up being, wherever we land, it's worth it. Whether it's 10 people, whether it's 1,000 people or more. I can't imagine not doing the thing. It's that whole quote again. Like once you feel it, like you go for it, man. You go for it. It's like in your bones.
And what Ava mentioned earlier about people maybe using excuses, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen if you run towards your goal with passion and drive. You will meet people who will. Sometimes they come from a good place. Who will kind of be negative. They'll say, "I don't know. Are you sure you can do it? I don't know. Aren't you afraid to like fail?" For the bad ones, or maybe for all of them, don't let someone who gave up on their dreams make you give up on yours.
I heard or I actually have it written down somewhere. The quote that says, "Don't accept criticism from anyone you wouldn't go to for advice." And it kind of just makes me think of that exact thing, right? Like if they're not the kind of people who are going to encourage, motivate, help you figure out that path, help you along, then don't let them stop you. Like if they're not the kind of people that are pursuing the things that they love. Exactly. Don't let that impact you. Like that's a prime example of why you wouldn't right want their advice on something, because they're obviously not an example of what you're looking for. So that's such a good concept.
Yeah, it really is.